Welcome back to Meet You at Breakfast. I am Ben. We are here with the full crew, Brian, Dylan, and Julie, to talk about the finale and reunion of the Traitors US Season 4. We are finally here. It took we had some difficulty scheduling and yada yada, but we've got here. We're completing our obligation. It's a great season, a lot of fun, great winner. So we have a lot to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I mean, I think we were saying this before we started recording that it was basically just watching the inevitable happen, but it was still also very satisfying to watch it happen anyways. So congrats, Rob. You deserved it. You're beautiful. Congratulations.
Yes, he is beautiful. Mm-hmm. I think the editing did a really great job of making me think potentially maybe he was in a little bit of trouble. I think that we probably got that last week too. Good finale, good season. Probably my favorite season. I got to let the recency bias kind of wash out before I can officially deem it my favorite season. But great season of reality TV. Reality TV is very hot right now, very, very hot. And I think that it was
so hot right now.
It was a great bridge for us into Survivor. But I think I don't know. Traitors is great. I'm excited for future Traitors, and I think that Rob generally is one of my all-time favorite reality players. It's like it's as simple as that for me right now.
Yeah, I think really the only question is who's number one and who's number two between Suri and Rob. Like, he really played an amazing game, one of the greatest social strategy games I've ever seen. Give him his flowers, and it really never felt like he was too much up against the wall. It felt like he was cool, calm, and collective all the way through, and I was just very impressed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's hard to compare him to Suri too, because the game has changed so much since season 1, but they're both very much up there. I mean, people are calling him the GOAT, and I think he very much deserves the title. So I think he did a good job, especially, again, considering the game has changed a lot since the first season. I think he adapted. He went through the whole game. I mean, Mora's face at the end says it all. Like, yeah. And nobody suspected him. Like, people, once it got down to the wire, when there was only a handful of them to pick from, that I feel like was the only time when people were like, yeah, like, it might be Rob. And the fact that even to make it to that point and have little to nobody throw out your name, still miraculous. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, Dylan said that he got, scared by the edit a little bit. I had complete faith the entire time. I was 100%, like, I came in with an expectation of exactly how it would play out. And we talked about this last time. I was going to say last week, but at this point it's 2 weeks ago now. The last time we recorded. I expected the Mark murder into the Johnny and Tara back-to-back kills, and then him betraying Eric at the end, and she played out exactly as I expected it to. And I think that, like, a part of that just comes down to like Rob, I think, played the season pretty close to optimally, and I think some of the more historically predictable reality TV seasons in the past. I'm thinking the BB16s of the world, right? Like, where you can kind of just predict the boot order from 4 episodes out. Usually is because there's one really, really, really good player who is just playing on paper as optimally as possible. And if you're somebody who understands how the strategy of these games works and has spent basically their entire life watching these games, you can pretty easily also figure out what their optimal plays would be, and then you can just predict what they're going to do because they also make the optimal plays. So I think that's also a part of it. And then to Brian's point, I think this could be an interesting conversation because I don't know how much there is to talk about the actual finale because we kind of already outlined what it was going to be last time, and other than being wow, Eric was so shocked he got betrayed. Wow, Maura was so flabbergasted that she got played so hard. There's not a lot to talk about strategically. It was entertaining, but I think that the conversation of who's a better player, for the U.S. franchise between Suri and Rob, I think is an interesting question. I think there's pros and cons either way.
Yeah,
and they both have really laid out the optimal strategy as a trader. Get anyone smart out as soon as you can. Go to the end with the least, I don't want to say like these people are not smart generally,
Least
but
strategic.
the less smart gameplay, the less strategic players. And then you basically set yourself up for a win at the end. And I think both of them executed this so flawlessly. And obviously, I'm very biased. I love Suri. It's hard for me to give up the mantle for her as the greatest trader of all time, but Rob is right up there.
Well,
I
Suri's back on your TV right now, so it's good.
That's
Yeah,
true.
she's good on Survivor too.
Yeah, been eating good as a Suri fan for the last few years between Big Brother, Australian Survivor, regular Survivor, and the Traitors.
I think just being mentioned in the same conversation as the greatest social strategy player ever in reality TV, I think is, even though I think that Rob played a better game, I think that Suri coming in the first season of people that really didn't know how to play, I think people keep saying that Rob played with a dumb set of faithfuls. I think Suri equally played with a dumb set of faithfuls, maybe potentially dumber. So I think Rob, if it's 1A and 1B, I think you can choose either or. And I think each day I might feel different. But I think just the fact that you have somebody that was as seasoned as Suri heading into that first season of Traitors versus a guy that was on Love Island prior to this, I think that he is somebody who's got it. I think he's a star. I think he needs to be seen on more reality TV shows. The problem is, though, is that say he gets on a Survivor, he is going to be one of the biggest threats on Survivor when he gets on there. Both he's a physical beast, a challenge beast, and also, he is very likable and he can play a great social game. So I really hope we eventually get that. Whether kind of Jeff sets aside his apparent like hatred towards the Traitors and like that crossover and the whole shtick of them wanting to find like new talent for their own. We'll see, but I can see him being a prime challenge candidate to kind of help him bridge over the gap. If he would be on Big Brother, he would pull me into Big Brother fandom. I would watch Big Brother. I think that'd be pretty cool. But he's great. He's great. I don't want this to be the whole gushing over Rob hour because we've had an entire season of it, but he deserves his flowers.
Now?
I mean, what else is there to talk about? Like, I mean, I do think that I haven't seen a ton of like people like bashing on Mora, which I think is good because as we went over last time again, the way that Rob was able to kind of like set up this end game kind of puts Mora into a corner, like both Mora and Eric into a corner, because both Johnny and Tara are still here. Like, everyone can be like, oh my God, how did you get snowed by Rob? But like, even if she like suspected Rob more, there wasn't really a play for her to do. Like her best case was like to tie the vote at 4 with Tara and then like go to a coin flip basically, and then go to a final 2 with Tara, right? Like there was no option for her to go down to 3 with Johnny and Tara. Like at the reunion, Johnny and Tara were like, we would have gone to 3 with you and then split the money. Like, I don't know about that. That seems like an unnecessary risk. Yeah. Just like handing over your game to Johnny and Tara where they can just easily cut you out even if they think you're a faithful too and get 50% more money each. It's like, I don't know about that. It seems like an unnecessary risk to take if you're, relatively confident that that Rob is a faithful. It's just a pointless kind of
easy to end up as the MJ in that situation from season 2.
Yeah, I mean that's basically it. Yeah, but like, you mean was it MJ? Yeah, it was MJ, right? Yeah, with CT and Trishelle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
her name was MJ, right? Yeah, I'm not remembering.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Mora got a Birkin bag out of it, and I feel like that was better off. She did get the bag that he gave it to her on Watch What Happens Live the other night.
Okay, good.
So, yeah.
He had like gloves on too, I guess.
Yes, he white gloved it. Yes,
he was drunk also when this happened. He was very, very drunk on that. I think people that are calling Mora stupid and dumb are completely diminishing the game Rob played. I think, and I think they're also diminishing that Mora is a human being, and I think that Mora believed and trusted somebody, and that's what happens with the Traitors. Is that if you are faithful and a traitor lures you in, I really don't think that that's dumb. I think it's an indictment of how good of a game the Traitors are playing. I think that Mora made, like, when you step back and look at the grand scheme of things, why in the world would you go with Johnny and Tara when at that point you had been questioning them for the past several banishments? I think Johnny and Tara did themselves no favors whatsoever with what I think the Natalie thing, honestly and truly, completely sunk the game, not only for them, for everybody else. I think them backing out and being cowards about going after Rob that vote was really the game. We said it then, it was the game, because they had Rob. I don't know if they would have had like Mora for Rob. Probably maybe they would not have had Eric, but I think they still had the numbers at that point, right? Or it would have been split or whatever it would have been.
There was 7 of them, and they had 3 guaranteed. They were trying to get Mark, I believe. And
Mark
then
was
they
the other one.
yeah, but Mark, I think, wasn't going for it for Rob. But I think that Mark would have gone for it for Eric, and they could have easily, as a 3, flipped onto Eric with Mark taken out. Eric there. Rob is then solo. He murders one of them, and then at 5, they have 3 versus 2 with Mark. Presumably, one of them I don't know who Rob kills in that scenario, but yeah.
Does it really matter? It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, they would have 3 versus 2. At least 3 of them would survive, and at least 2 or 3 of them out of the 4 would win the game. Yeah.
I think Johnny and Tara also deserve. I think Johnny and Tara were great at the end. I think they supplied a lot of entertainment. I consider myself a Johnny and Tara fan now. I think that Johnny was like unpurposely hilarious a lot of the times too. I think everything at the end with Tara was great, even if it was maybe played up for the drama. It was all great. I don't think that you can judge Mora for going with Rob when he had been her number 1 the entire time, had done nothing to lead her astray, and then you had 2 people who had basically been throwing out names for the past 3 or 4 banishments.
Right.
Yeah.
And
No.
was there any moment where you guys thought that Rob was going to split it with Eric?
Yes.
No.
Okay. I think the moment where I knew he was 100% turning on Eric was the conversation he had with Mora right after the Johnny banishment. Before that, I was like 50-50. But after that conversation with Mora, that's when I was like, oh, yeah, he's 100% killing Eric and taking Mora to a top 2.
Same. The exact same moment. I thought it was pretty clear that he was doing that as well. Honestly, up until that, I thought that there was a good chance they split it. I'm happy he didn't, but I generally I thought that there was a good chance they were going to split it before that conversation.
Yeah, I'm glad that he didn't either. I mean, I just obviously think he deserved the full win over the split win, and I think him cutting Eric at the end even more so validated his win. So there was a moment where I was like, oh, is he gonna split it? But then I was like really like peacefully okay with him cutting Eric at the end, because it just put the cherry on top for his win.
I don't feel like Eric did anything to deserve the money.
No.
Really
And that's the thing that was kind of like, Rob did everything the entire game. He deserved every single dollar. So
I like Eric. I'm glad that they're all on good terms. They're filming that video together. I think that that's great. I didn't watch the full reunion, but we can get into Candace and all that. How I'm good with Candace. I think that she does not deserve a place in like a reality game play competition again.
yeah.
Eric is, I believe, the 3rd wealthiest person that was on this season too. So I'm not going to be crying any tears for Eric's wallet. And I think that Rob was probably towards the bottom. I don't know if Rob was. Rob
lives in a trailer. Yes.
Yeah, I've seen Rob's house.
Yeah.
I
don't feel
my
bad
choice,
anyone.
but he does live in a trailer in the country. Yes.
I don't know like the financial situations of a lot of the other players we lost early, but I imagine Rob was probably towards the bottom. I think Mora herself even has like a pretty high net worth.
More, because she does a lot of hosting for Love Island now, so she has more of a street cred. But Rob has only been in the stratosphere for the last like 2 years, so
I think it's a very, very real reaction to not want to bring along somebody that doesn't need the money to get it for yourself, especially if you see the opportunity. Because I said previously that I didn't think that Rob wanted to win alone. And if he had Eric there to be able to take him, he would have. But I don't fault him for at all what happened. I think Eric was a pretty terrible trader. I don't think Eric really helped him at all. I think, and if anything, Rob had to slightly put a detriment into his own game to keep Eric going as long as he did. I don't think Rob really owed Eric that much to tell him about Kristen wanting to go after him. So I don't have a problem with it at all. And I think it made for great TV. I think it added for the drama leading up to the Moore reveal. It was great. And I think that that's why he's great, because I think Rob played it up perfectly. I think he was smart with everything he did. And I think I think that shows too that he was loyal to Maura. Like, even though he knew he would have to cut her in the end and betray her in the end, he wanted to go to the end with Maura and not anybody else. And I can respect that.
Yeah. He kept his word to an extent.
He kept his word literally to the point where he no longer could keep his word, because he is a traitor, and anybody else in that situation would have wanted to win the game and done the same. So I think that's great. I love Maura too. I really do. I love Maura. I think she was awesome this season. You know, maybe she's not the greatest strategic mind ever, but I think she played a role that was really great, which was she was in the passenger seat with Rob, but Rob could not have played this game without Maura. So that's like important to note too. Rob needed Maura to win this game. So she deserves credit there too. That's why I've hated the talk. And like you said, Ben, it actually really has not been as bad as I assumed it would be, but I hated the initial reaction that Maura was like the biggest idiot in the world. Because I think it completely pushes aside what this game is and how this game is played, and what needs to be done for the Traitors and Faithfuls to kind of like get to this point. So I'm glad that it's not as bad as I thought it was, because she seems like a very nice person, and obviously I think that she, from what she said, has some sort of trust issues with past relationships and things like that. I also saw that maybe she has done some not great things in relationships, but that's neither here nor there. But I think that
that's for Bombshells at the Villa to talk about.
Yes.
Yeah. Tune in this summer. We'll be back.
Yes.
Love Maura. I love Maura. But like I said, I'm glad the pushback on her was not as bad as I assumed it was going to be at first. And it was at first, unlike a lot of the forums and the chats and Reddit and all that. And I'm glad it wasn't like that on a larger scale.
Yeah, no. And I'm sorry, like Maura Higgins on the same season with Colton Underwood, there needed to be no discussion about past relationships. Like no. And I think she's darling. I love Maura. I think she played with her heart, and she stuck to her gun. She stuck to her friend, and she played with trust. And that's all we can give her, at this point. She got her Birkin. She's good. She got her Birkin, and it's a good one too. It's a nice color. So she picked a good one. So
I think it also, we talk about like, the Faithful being naive versus the Traitors playing well. I think there's also like a third element where like the same way that, it's not as easy to just say the cast was dumb because the Traitors, and in particular Rob, deliberately eliminated all of the smart people as quickly as possible. And like, it just kind of like self-selected a bunch of the like less strategic players towards the end game. In a similar fashion, like Maura was self-selected to be in the spot that she was because she was so loyal to Rob, and because she trusted Rob so much that he was a faithful. Like, she wouldn't have gotten as far as she did if she didn't like legitimately believe he was a faithful. Like, she would have been murdered way earlier, and Rob would have picked somebody else that he thought that he could more easily snow. So there's like kind of like two sides to every coin with the way that this game is played, because like it's very easy to be like, oh my God, Rob got so lucky that somebody who was so loyal to him was there at the end with him. Well, no, he deliberately selected her pretty early on in the game to drag to the end because he had, put the work in to form that relationship in trust. So it's not really like, one or the other, and it's not like a case of like she specifically was stupid and made all of these deliberate decisions to put herself into this end game. Like Rob like really was just kind of playing chess with everyone, and like they were just kind of like the pieces he was moving around on the board, and she just happened to be like a really key piece for his game. So it's kind of like very difficult for me to like really strongly denounce a lot of the other players, just because Rob kind of like deliberately took away a lot of their agency in so many instances. So which obviously very, kudos to him for kind of like playing every single possible angle of this game. And never receiving, despite the fact that he eventually started to get heat on him, he never received a vote for banishment from a faithful. His only 3 votes for banishment came from fellow Traitors, 2 from Candace and then 1 at the end from Eric.
I didn't think of it like that. That even so in and of itself says enough.
Yeah. So I do know that a lot of people, when they're doing the Suri versus Rob comparison, like Suri never received a banishment vote the entire season. But like banishment votes from fellow Traitors is like, I would not weigh them the same in terms of evaluation. I think that like the votes from faithfuls are the ones that more so matter. And if you want to be like super pedantic, if they had done a vote at the final fire with the Ari situation, he probably votes for him or for her. But they didn't do a vote. He usually kind of bowed out, which you could say, is more impressive potentially. But like, it's kind of like a really like, to me, like the 0 votes versus like 3 votes from Traitors comparison is like, it's not that different.
No, not really. Because those people knew he was a traitor. Like, doesn't matter, doesn't count.
Yeah, we're only kind of throwing the vote on him as a last ditch.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, he deserved it. It was a satisfying win that we expected all season, but nice to watch it all pan out in the end. So
it wasn't satisfying. That reunion was horrible.
Oh, terrible. Yeah, no. Candace was treating it as if it was a Housewives reunion when all they do is just accuse each other of random stuff. And I'm like it was hard to follow her, and she was just like reaching for stuff that wasn't there. And it's like, Candace, you got, own it and say you got. Lisa Rinna of all people is saying that she got. So jump on that bandwagon.
Candace seems to be the only one that really is still not having like a full understanding of the game and like the aftermath of it all. I think even Michael Rappaport seems to have some sort of like he's gotten over it and has kind of embraced it for being a game. When I started seeing the clips where a majority of it was just Candace like going after Rob and still throwing nonsense, I really kind of lost most interest I had into watching the reunion, and I'm not a huge reunion watcher guy, so I didn't end up finishing it. I saw those clips and I knew it was enough. The great things about this show is I'm exposed to people that I probably otherwise never would have been exposed to, like Rob. Like Ron, for example. I think Ron, outside of Rob, is probably the person I became the biggest fan of from this season. Never really was. I didn't watch any of Ron's like comedy or anything like that. But now I'm a huge fan. Same thing with like Kristen. I thought Kristen was great. I don't know like what else she does outside of Traitors, if she does like any like reality like chef shows or things like that. But she's great. It's just like Lisa Rinna. I probably had like a predetermined like judgment of her. That was not like the right set of words, but I think that you understand what I'm saying. And I think that she was great. I think that this was generally a great cast. Even Candace, who I did not care for in the end. I think from what we got from her in the beginning, and I kind of like that brief conflict with Rob and the triangle with Lisa, I thought that was really great stuff. So casting for the celebrity seasons has been phenomenal. At least the past 2, it's been really, really good. But I am admittedly very intrigued to see where we go next season with the civilian cast. I think that it'll add a different element to this game, and I think it'll bring a more strategic element that we want, and also we'll get those messy reality stars that we all love too. So I'm very excited for that also.
I hope to be one of those messy reality stars. If anyone from the Traitors casting is listening,
I have 5 more
Give
days
Julia
to
a
get my
call.
tape in too.
yes, give me a call. I applied 6 months ago. Thank you.
We could be the Johnny and Tara. We will not let
Yeah.
anybody know we have a
Perfect.
podcast together, and then we'll
Perfect.
when it means literally nothing, we'll tell everybody we have a podcast.
Like,
together.
oh, you guys are from the same state. Do you know each other? No.
No.
Small state, but we don't know each
Yeah.
other. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. But we're holding out hope for civilian Traitors. I think it's going to bring a whole new wave of people to the show, because I think them starting it with the celebrity cast brings people to get excited about it, because it's a crapshoot when you're throwing a new reality TV show out there. But I think the fact that people got interested in it because of their favorite reality stars on the show, and like I saw a little bit of like strife, if that's the right word, with the all civilian season, because people did not like the civilians that were on season 1. I think they just had a terrible cast of civilians on season 1 that didn't really understand what they were doing. And now people know the game, they understand the game, they appreciate the game. So I think it's going to be a whole different mindset going into the civilian season.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, the civilian season does work on the UK. The UK did one celebrity season that was really good, but they primarily only do like full civilian seasons, and it works over there. Obviously, different like reality TV vibe in the UK in general, but I think that like the Traitors actually like kind of one of the rare times where the UK like really pulls off like one of these social strategy games in a really good way. I think that the Circle was probably the other example I can think of where the UK did it pretty well. And so I'm cautiously optimistic. I agree that I think that the two issues with the season 1 non-reality / celebrity people was they were not good, and just the format of doing half and half. It happens on Survivor too. It happens on Big Brother with returning player seasons. You're going to always have a hard time not having the returnees / celebrities be like the stars. They're usually going to be significantly better players because they have experience, or because they've been also self-selected by the casting process to already be in the top, 20% of the echelon of their respective shows. Like, we're looking at, even like Cody Calafiore, Rachel Riley, like these are Big Brother winners, right? They're like amongst the top 15 to 20 Big Brother players in the history of the franchise over the course of like hundreds of people who have played Big Brother. Like, they're already in the top like 2% of Big Brother players. So yeah, they're going to necessarily be better just on paper than like even just average people off the street, and they have experience of playing these games multiple times. So like, it's just like, it was never going to be an equal fight. There was always going to be a situation where like a Suri, I think, was going to run circles around everyone, whether it was Suri or whether it was somebody else.
I mean, as a lay person, I would never want to go up against Rachel Riley in anything in life. I would never want to do that. It's all right. I will respectfully bow out unless it's a hamster wheel. Then I got her.
Yeah. I can't imagine ever being on the opposite side of Rachel Riley.
Yeah. So
the Izzy to her Suri,
I'm a big fan of game over like meta, like real world, like political and social issues. But it's tough for me to imagine like a mixed season of Traitors where we have like Lisa Rinna as a traitor celebrating getting out some like poor person that works like a minimum wage job that like really needed that money,
or like quit their job for the chance to be on the Traitors.
I think it'll work for an all-star type season. It will not work for like a regular season, which is why I think an all civilian season is going to be good for the show. I do wonder how it'll affect ratings overall, and like kind of lose some of those people that are only watching because they know that there's certain people in it.
Mm-hmm.
There's naturally going to be people that bow out when they don't know who's in it. There's gonna be people that were pulled in from these past couple of seasons because of people that they knew and they've liked the game. So we'll see, because I feel like if it is not a good season overall ratings wise, I do wonder how that would affect Traitors, because it is a little tough for me to imagine Traitors going for like 50 seasons with a show like Survivor or like a show like Big Brother. Like they have to find some sort of longevity. Obviously, they only go once a year. And it's a very small window within that once a year too. So I think they'll have to figure that out, because I can imagine this is like the cheapest show to make with like the budget they have and the things they do. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And like you said, shows like Big Brother and Survivor have been on as long as I've been alive. So like does it have the longevity? I mean, I think right now they're kind of just testing the waters to see if it does, because I wonder if the civilian season does well, if they'll do like civilian, celebrity.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think like, Peacock a few years ago said they were accepting open submissions for reality shows. I just saw a thing that Paramount is doing a similar thing. The competition reality show wars are upon us. So everyone's trying to stake their claim here.
yeah, I mean, even when I was just looking at the Survivor applications, they've already casted 51 and 52. They're taking applications for 53, and I'm like, we're only on 50. I'm like, there's just a plethora of people to throw on TV.
The casting process for Survivor sounds like hell, because I feel like you get cast and then you're sitting praying that nothing happens to you, your health, or anything in the game for the next like 6-7 months. It sounds brutal. But I would happily go in Survivor and deal with that. I'm just saying it sounds like a not fun process leading up to getting on that island.
Right. Like that's the thing I like about Big Brother is it's happening live. So if you know you're going to be on it, you know you're going to be on TV from June of this year until September of this year. So like, but with Survivor, like 53 is what's casting, and they're not filming it for another year. So
that's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wouldn't know much about the casting process. They never gave me a call back. I applied.
I mean, right. We've talked to people players in like some capacity of like their process, and like, yeah, it also know people who even went like deep into casting as well. Yeah, it's definitely like pretty, I would say, nerve-wracking from what I've been told.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and you have to like be like undeniably yourself times 10.
Right.
To like actually provoke interest in a casting director, because they're not just going to throw someone boring on TV, even though they have in the past. But
yeah. Sometimes they slip through,
Yeah, sometimes they're really interesting off the bat, and then they get in front of a camera and they clam up. So
yeah. Or especially with Survivor, what happens often, or what's happened in the past is like, people will be like freezing and sleep deprived and starving, and their personality goes from like a 10 to a 2. So
yeah, that's why I feel like I would struggle in Survivor, because I get really cranky when I'm hungry. And honestly, it might make good for good TV if I just start yelling at everybody. So might get me off the island, but
Hey, the new era is lacking that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
hey, we had a pretty nasty argument this week on Survivor. So for more of that, tune into the Blindsiders, which we are recording immediately after this.
Immediately, it will be live immediately after.
Yeah. No, but go back to the Traitors. I think that like one of the other issues with longevity of the show is like at a certain point they're probably just going to run out of good people to like pull from other shows.
Yeah,
that's a great point, Ben.
So yeah,
I mean, they could do one season that's all gamers, like all past Survivor Big Brother players.
Well, I think they probably won't. We shouldn't do that, because then they'll use up all of the possible players that they would want. Like I can think of like maybe like 10 to 15 good Big Brother and Survivor players each that they haven't had yet. But that's only like 5 solid seasons, right?
Yeah.
Like,
So that was like my thought process going into if they're doing like a celebrity or a known reality player season was exactly that. It's like I feel like they need an all gamer season. I think they need it. Because it's what I hope we get from this film. It just supplies a different type of entertainment. Like I don't think we'll get some ridiculous characters. I don't think we'll get the ridiculous characters and the personalities that we get with the celebrities. But I do think we'll get a more intense, like fight to the death type gameplay. And it sucks that to see Rob Cesternino's only turn on Traitors to be what we got from him here. Like if we get something like a Russell Hantz or a coach that come into Traitors, like I don't want them playing with like the housewives. As funny as I think that would be and entertaining that would be, like if I'm talking about the gameplay first, I want those type of players to be playing with other gamers so we can kind of get that necessity of like strategy and all that we're not getting from these current seasons. And like I said, maybe that's just not their show. Maybe that's not what they're going for. Maybe they want like kind of like the messy reality TV stuff on top of the gameplay, and that's fine. But I would like to see what that looks like though, to have an all gamer season.
Definitely, yeah. Could imagine Coach playing with Lisa Rinna.
That's what I mean. Like it's on top, like it's that hilarious, and I think it'd be awesome in terms of entertainment wise. Yes, as a person that is in the cult of Coach, I don't want that to happen because I think that it would
diminish his sparkle.
The Dragon Slayer wouldn't be able to slay like he should be. You know, he needs dragon blood. He doesn't need housewife blood. So
see, I think you put Coach on any season of the Traitors and make him be a traitor, put him on the turret, and you're gonna get good TV.
Just the thought of it is like funny to me though. So I guess like you said, it's two different type of viewing experience. I guess I do want.
Yeah.
True.
Put Rupert in the turret. That's what I want.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's like the perfect idea, right? Like you bring like people from the other shows who are like known for like being like heroic or like super into like caring about, you know, their image or caring about like looking noble, and then you like make them be traitors and you see what happens.
Yep. Coach and Ozzy in the turret together.
Oh my God.
Be great.
I guess the other thing I wanted to highlight about this episode, and I do think it was a very, very good finale, but it was like a lot of what happened is what we assumed was going to happen. So I guess there's really, and what I think most people assumed was going to happen. So there's not overly that much to talk about. Rob jumping out of the helicopter was incredibly hot. That was just wow.
It made me want to jump out of a helicopter too.
As much as I think that he is a perfect specimen of a human being, I don't believe that he reached the waters in times. I think that there was some sort of funky time thing going on to make it look cool and for him to get the prize. But that's fine. Like I said,
I feel that way with all the missions. I feel like the time is just like a guess.
Yeah.
It's crazy how they all are the very last second.
Yeah.
All of the ones that are only money, I feel like they're like more honest with the ones that have game implications, like in the first episode of the season with the coffins. But I definitely do think they fudge the clock when it comes to just like them earning money.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
10 seconds left, Rob. You can make it, Rob. He made it.
Like crashing waves and like freezing waters.
He had to swim like pretty far.
Yeah,
that would have been
he
really
do that
tiring.
in 2 minutes. I don't think anybody other than an Olympic swimmer can do that.
Yeah.
I don't think they could.
It was hot and it was cool, and that's all I wanted from it. So that's fine.
Yep.
Why does Rob on Love Island jump into the pool like Dexter? Dexter, it's very strange.
Yeah. There was one part of Love Island where he like hid underneath the there was like a cover on the pool and he went underneath it and he like sat in this like 1 foot of air just so he could cry off camera.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Because they get you everywhere there. So
yeah.
But yeah. He's not crying anymore.
No. Good season. Excited for the next season. Hopefully Julia and Dylan can do their, play there without the, everyone knowing they're on a podcast together. That'd be very fun.
We have 5 days.
Putting it
5
into
days
the
till
universe,
casting closes.
speak it into existence, manifestation.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
One thing I think I do differently on future seasons though is I don't love the format of the reunion, especially like with this where they brought the Traitors out first and like Donna Kelsey was just kind of awkwardly sitting there
Yeah.
for like the
Just
entire
bring them all
time.
out.
Yeah, just bring them all out to begin with, or maybe like talk to like maybe like the top 5 first or something like that, and then bring everyone out. Like talking to the Traitors first only it feels very odd when there are Traitors that go out like super early in the season.
Or bring them out last.
I don't like it. And I also don't understand why Andy Cohen hosts it either. Like, I get enough Andy in my regular life. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it's Peacock affiliated and stuff, but I
think he does fine. I think he tends to focus more on like the drama than the gameplay a lot of the time, which I don't love, but I think as like a host, he's all right.
Yeah.
Obviously, he does. He has a lot of experience with hosting, so it's not super revolutionary to say, but
it would just make sense for Alan to host it. So I don't really know why he doesn't host it, but
by the end of the season, he's like, "Get me away from these people." Except for Rob, he really seemed to like Rob. Obviously,
Rob.
I still take that this is like a performance for Alan Cummings, as great as a host. I think he is.
Definitely.
He's an actor first. Yes.
I think that's why. Like, I think that this is maybe doing something like that is because it's so unscripted. It is just, and it's not like the Traitors is scripted, but Alan's not putting in the same kind of commentary while things are happening, like somebody like a Jeff Probst would.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I can see why he wouldn't want to do that. I'm just not a big reunion guy. I feel like Andy Cohen would fight someone to the death who dares step on to like his Bravo toes too. So I think that's probably why also.
Yeah, and I'm sure he has some major affiliations with Peacock too, because Peacock owns Bravo. So
Daryl, Alan, best Traitors host. Actually, I don't know. Is the girl from Dairy Girls any good on the Ireland one? Does anybody watch that?
And the UK one, Claudia?
Yeah,
she's good.
Yeah, she's so funny on Dairy Girls. So
yeah, I like I actually like the Canadian host. I can't remember her name now. She's very like emotive and she's very funny. Like she got like kind of a dry sense of humor. I think all the Traitors hosts that I've seen have been good. Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
yeah, I got a lot of catching up. People have been telling me I need to check out the UK version.
Mm-hmm. It's on my list.
Yeah,
so many things to watch.
I think like the celebrity UK one is like kind of a good like intro, and then I've only seen Canada seasons 2 and 3. I've not seen Canada 1. Canada season 2 was really good. Canada season 3 was not that good.
Yeah.
I do want to shout out Daryl, who's in the chat again. Daryl has been tuning in for the past couple episodes, which has been always nice. So,
what is her name on that?
Daryl, I'm declaring you a super fan. So thanks for hanging out.
Korean.
We're doing Survivor immediately after this. So tune in.
Yeah.
I love Canada. Oh man, I mean this is spoilers for season 3, but I thought that the winners were like super undeserving and kind of fell into it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think everyone in Canada season 3 misplayed the end game. So like Traitors and Faithfuls, it didn't really matter to me either way. I don't know. Yeah, Venus was great. I'm a huge Kevin Jacobs is one of my favorite reality TV personalities of all time. He was great on Canada season 3, but it's just the like back like half to third of that game was just like so infuriating. So I don't know.
Sends a chill down your spine.
No, it was just like everyone playing badly and like nothing interesting happening simultaneously. So
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else for this one?
No. Good
Oh,
season.
my boy Omar was great. I love Omar. I wanted Omar in season 50 really bad, but didn't get it. So I'm glad he at least got that.
Jeff has said they're gonna, we're talking with Survivor 50 episode 2 next. Jeff has said that like with how people are reacting positively to season 50 so far, they're gonna hopefully do more returning player seasons. So
Yeah.
They had Erica Kasupinen on the Canadian Traitors. I know I just spotted that last name. I see. That's what she's been up to.
Yeah, well, she was on season 1, which is the one season of Canada that I haven't watched.
Did not make it far. I guess spoilers. Sorry.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I know her. Kevin Martin was also on season 1. But really Canada. Yeah, it was like, I watched season 2 for Netta. Netta is one of my favorites. I watched season 3 for Kevin Jacobs. Kevin Jacobs is one of my favorites. So
sounds good. Well, join us in probably 10 minutes for Survivor 50 talk. Julia, where can we find you?
I'm gonna be out and about, hopefully on the Traitor Civilian season. So look out for me there, knocking on wood.
It's happening.
And you can also listen to me and my girlfriends shoot the shit on the Sure Thing podcast on Spotify.
Awesome. Ben and Dylan, anything you want to promote other than our next podcast?
No, it's been a great time for reality TV. This has been great. House of Villains season 3 just started. That's been really good so far. We're getting episode 4 tonight.
Yeah.
I've really been enjoying Extracted season 2. Another like kind of random reality show on a random network. But yeah, that definitely that show's way better than it has any business being. Just a really great few years we've had for reality TV. So
Ben, would you suggest House of Villains too?
Oh, House of Villains is a lot of fun. Yeah. This season's been super fun so far. Tyson and Paul are great. And
I just can't stand Tom Sandoval, and I just don't want him on my screen.
He's been fun so far.
So I'm glad Tom Sandoval was brought up because the combination of Tyson and Tom Sandoval on House of Traitors, I have not watched yet. I have boots on the ground who have told me that it is a really great season of reality TV. Boots on the ground outside of this podcast. Tyson we're getting like a full Tyson. Tom Sandoval looking just as anxious and worried on House of Villains that he was on Traitors. So I will be tuning in. Very excited. Nice to have a reality show I can watch and not do a podcast for. So I'll be casually watching it rather than having to be on the clock every week. But I am looking forward to it. Reality TV is very back. Maybe it's not what it was 20 years ago, but it is back and it's fun again. And I think that's great. So, no, go to Blindsiders after this. Anybody watching this? Daryl, I expect to see you over at Blindsiders. Julia, I expect you in the comments on Blindsiders too. You're always welcome to join us.
I'll make a fake account and start yelling at you guys.
Survivor 50 is a celebration
this is terrible.
Survivor 50 is a celebration of not only Survivor, but I think just kind of like the past 20 years of reality TV. Maybe not, but that's what I'm going to say right now to get everybody to come over and watch our show. So, and it's been a fantastic season of reality TV so far. So very excited to talk about it. So find us there, please.
Well, see you all later. Great season of Traitors. Great season of Meet You at Breakfast. Can't wait to podcast just Ben and I because you guys will be on the season and tied up contractually.
Cannot speak about it until it happens,
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of the players have been podcasting about it.
They've been doing a lot of press. Saying a lot of things that they shouldn't. Yeah. But
so I want to get that coach NDA where it's not a real NDA at all. So that's
you just flagrantly break it.
That's what I'm going to negotiate.
Force Survivor to do something about it.
posting AI generated memes of me slaying
It's like,
the
do
Oswald
something, I
dragon.
dare you.
Yeah, very cool. We'll see you guys next year. Hopefully Julie and I are not here. We are playing. But I think this is a lot of fun. I really look forward to this. It will have a nice spring, summer, fall, but we will be back here next winter.
For sure.
All right.